pressed to make sure the USA Today headline did not say what everybody else knew. Sometimes we didn't do it too well. One night I walked home with a newspaper under my arm and read, we were big on polls, and a strip story across the top on a poll said, "Men and women are still different." And I decided we haven't quite hit stride yet.
In 1925, John Quinn's babygram announced, "Arrived safely, Dad and Mother very happy." It was the first of many tightly edited headlines about him and by him in his career. John grew up in Providence, Rhode Island. He began his newspaper career in 1943 as a copy boy with the Providence Journal-Bulletin. 23 years later, he left the paper as the day managing editor. In 1966, John joined Gannett, and from 1983 to 1988, he was editor of the nation's newspaper.
John Quinn, he played the key role in putting USA Today together. He always made sure the bean counters didn't get in the way of the newsroom. He developed and was able to retain for Gannett and USA Today some terrific talent.
John Quinn was one of the few people who could get away with telling Al how crazy he was in public. The others would talk about how crazy Al was in private.
When we would have meetings and be stuck on an issue, John would sit back and then quietly come forward with a solution, and we would recognize it immediately as the right solution. Newhart would grin like a Cheshire cat. It took me a while before I figured out that probably Quinn and Newhart had come to that solution before our meetings started.
John Quinn's legacy at Gannett still resonates.
He was the leader of an entire generation of Gannett editors. John supported and inspired them. And while we're probably a bigger, more sophisticated news operation, there's still a lot of John Quinn in our DNA.
In 1990, John and his beloved wife Loie lost one of their sons, John Chips Quinn Jr. To honor his memory, John and Loie founded the Chips Quinn Scholars Program with the Freedom Forum to give young journalists of color opportunity and training. The first class in 1991 had 6 students.
To date, 1,080 students have graduated our program, and of those that are eligible for employment, 67% are still working in news organizations today.
In September 2005, Loie Quinn passed away. John C. Quinn, copy boy, reporter, editor, mentor, leader, and a friend to many.